مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته جميعا، وخاصة طلاب مدارس الأندلس الإعدادية الثانوية الخاصة. نذكركم من باب وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين بوجوب الالتزام بكل التعليمات والنصائح المقدمة إليكم، ونعود إلى درسنا. The first section of the lesson was about the different rules that govern the use and the formation of question tags. And in the next section we will just have a look on some exceptions and important notes to help you to form your question tags, to finish at the end with some games to show that you really understood the lesson. Ready? So, back to the definition of a question tag. So, question tags are short questions at the end of statements. They are mainly used in speech when we want to confirm that something is true or not, or to encourage a reply to guide the speaker toward a certain direction. The form is simply the following: a statement, a comma, and the question tag with a question mark. The first rule to add the question tag we use the following is that we need to change the auxiliary verb from positive to negative and vice versa. Of course, when we talk about the helping or the auxiliary verbs, we are talking about the verb to be, is, am, was, are, were, etc. We are talking about the modals, may, can, shall, will. We are talking as well about the verb do, does, did, and about the verb, the auxiliary have with its different forms. Pay attention with we don't say amn't I or ain't I, but actually aren't I. I'm going to my village, I am going to my village, aren't I, and not amn't I. So is, isn't, was, wasn't, were, weren't, I am, aren't I, are, aren't, can, can't, will, won't, should, shouldn't. You can also use they instead of it, or he or she, for the following words: each, everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, none, and nobody. In case the main sentence is an order, a demand, or a request, means an imperative sentence, we can use will, you at the end. In some examples, we can use won't you or can't you. Of course, all orders are directed to the second person, which is you. Stop daydreaming. Will you? Pass me the pen. Will you? Send the parcel immediately, which is an urgent request. Send the parcel immediately. Won't you? Keep quiet. Can't you? Here it is an impatient remark. Note that will you can be also used here. Send the parcel immediately. Won't you? Or send the parcel immediately. Will you? The second example, keep quiet. Can't you? Or keep quiet, will you, or keep quiet, can you. You can use shall we in case of suggestion often introduced by let's. Let's go for a now thing, shall we? Let's do our homework first, shall we? Let's do the third test, shall we? Another rule: when there is no direct auxiliary mentioned in the sentence, especially if the sentence is in the present simple, when the verb ends in S, like Kishore studies hard, you have to use doesn't in the question tag. Kishore studies hard, doesn't he? Here you can imagine that studies is actually does study. Kishore does study hard, and the counterpart of does is doesn't. They shout a lot. They do shout a lot, don't they? She bought a dress, didn't she? She bought a dress can be also said in a second manner: she did buy a dress, and the opposite of did is didn't. She bought a dress, didn't she? So we need doesn't, don't, or didn't in case the auxiliary is not mentioned in the sentence. We also use doesn't and don't and didn't if the main verb is have. We are talking about possession. We are talking about the main use of the verb to have. So to have as a main verb to express possession. So she has a cycle or a bike. We don't say hasn't she, but actually doesn't she. They have money, don't they, and not haven't they. He had fever, didn't he, and not hadn't he. You can compare this with the use of have, has, and had as an auxiliary, especially in the present perfect. When have, has, and had are used as auxiliary verbs, especially in the present perfect, as I just mentioned, we use the verb have with its different forms, either positive or negative, in the question tag. So she has warned us. The main verb is not have but actually warn. She has warned us. The opposite of has is hasn't, so hasn't she. If the sentence was she hasn't warned us, the question tag will be has she. She hasn't warned us, has she? The bells have rang, haven't they? He had been to town, hadn't he? These are the most important notes and exceptions to take in consideration when forming the question tags. Remain only the games. A first game. You know my sister. What shall I use? Doesn't or don't? You know my sister. You do know my sister. You do know. So you doesn't. No, you don't. You do know. So the opposite of do is don't. Here, because the pronoun is you. I think it's correct. Let's verify. Yes, true. We don't need to go to the story. Space we. Shall I use do or don't? We don't. The opposite. I need to keep the same tense. Both are in the simple present, but I need the opposite. So it's do. I will do it. I'm sure it's true. Yes, I did it. I can come. What is the opposite of can? Can't. Yes, I think I have understood how to form the question tag. You know where my keys are. Do you? So here I have do you in the question tag. So I should have a verb form which is opposite of do, but also which respects the same pronoun. Don't, yes, doesn't. It's not correct because here the pronoun is you and not he or she or it. I'm sure about my answer. We winter, don't we? We likes? No, of course we like. We like it is the same as we do like, and that's why here it is a positive statement and here the auxiliary is negative, and my answer should be true. Great. Cars polluted or pollute the environment. Don't they? Don't is negative, so I need a positive verb form, but don't is even in the simple present, so I can't choose polluted but pollute or pollute. Great job. She breaks or broke her leg, didn't she? Didn't is negative, so I need a positive verb, but both are positive. So I need a verb that can go with she, a third pronoun. Broke and breaks, both are correct also. But I think I need a past form. Breaks is the present, so the answer will be broke. And my answer is correct. Iman wanted or wants to answer the question, doesn't she? Doesn't. Negative, we need a positive. For wants is positive and wants or wanted also is positive. I need the form that can go with she. Wants and want are both possible. But what about the tense? Doesn't is in the simple present. Here wants is in the simple present and wanted is in the past. So my answer will be wants. Great. And I have finished full mark. Here we are at the end. I hope you have understood everything we learned about question tags. See you soon, safe and healthy.